Welcome back to Banished. And this is Revingham. Our fine town is growing left and right. In the last episodes, we've got a mine and a quarry. Where's our mine? Where is our mine? Up here. And our quarry is down over here. Somewhere. There it is. And in addition to that, we have started the Great Die-Off. And in between the episodes, just when I was firing the game back up, went around and looked at each of the houses. And it's good to do this once in a while to get an idea of how many people you have. And we're really actually in pretty good shape. I mean, we're going to have... Chances are this gatherer, Lamont, is going to die. We now have a cemetery, which is part of the reason for the title. And look, we have 144 people in there. So what I'm hoping to do... I forget exactly what construction projects we may or may not be working on. Here, let's look. Can we... click on the builder. Oops, no, not more. There we go. Okay, so we're building the Forester's Lodge down here. Very good. So we can get this forestry area going. I think that should be our priority. Kind of half forgot. It's been a little while since I recorded an episode. So here we are. We're going to get this area as part of our forestry, which will free up this area. We have this Forester's Lodge that is just working on cutting trees. They're not replanting any. Now, some trees will pop up on their own, but they'll get to a point where there's just not that many trees in this area. So it's sort of made this a bit of a waste. And then I do plan on, if we click on here, we'll have another, if you zoom out a little bit, you'll see we'll have another big area that we can put a marketplace in. Now, one of the things we did last time, or one of the last episodes, was get this marketplace going. So that should be helping, get people supplies and make us just that much more efficient. So we're actually worrying about efficiency things. Now, there we go. Lamont has died. So one of the reasons I didn't suggest building a house is we should have someone move into here as the game ticks by. So we'll keep that open maybe for a minute and see who comes to live. When I looked, there was... Oh, that's the blacksmith. I think up here, it's still the blacksmith. Yeah, there was a student 12 who's female. You know what? Was it two females that were teenagers? There's a boy who's 4. Let's see, what do we have? Boy who's 3. There's a boy who's 16. So we need Savio there to think about getting married to Gisi. So we'll see if they actually move in or if things rearrange. But the point is I didn't build any more houses because, at this point, we now even have an empty house. Now, I'm a little surprised nobody's moved in there. If nothing else, the foresters and whatnot, probably takes a little time for it to tick through and redo its thing. Now, we're fully maxed up on food. Oh, that was pretty sudden. There we go. So the forester and a student, that's not overly impressive that they moved in together, but who knows? It does change periodically anyway. Maybe somebody else moved in someplace else. So you do have to, what's one of the, I don't know if it's frustrating about the game, but you do kind of have to watch that. I'm not sure exactly how the reproduction mechanics work out, but we're in pretty good shape. Like I said before in other episodes, I'd like to keep this around like a third. So right now we have 12 kids and 30, which is pretty close to a third. We're trying to build the population back up. So I'm not sure, what are we in? Early spring, we have plenty of food. We're really in pretty good shape. But we do have to, keep a good eye and a balance on it. So I think the thing to do is to keep producing into here. The other thing we have going on is that our happiness is falling. So let's see if we can't... Let's come over here. Yeah, we need 130 stone. So I'm thinking maybe we should gather up some more stone in the area over here. Just because, why not? It's not really helping anybody. And then maybe we really probably should have gathered it out of here. I think we did get a lot of it out of here. Yeah, we got almost all the stone out of here. Why don't we get... Yeah, this will be kind of a big project for them, but that'll help us with our... It'll give us plenty of more iron for the time being. Now, we do have the mine, which is good to get that in place. But that'll give us plenty of iron and stone, and we're with our 2 woodcutters, for those of you who've watched diligently and paid attention to every instant, we do have these 2 woodcutters going to town now, so we should be getting better on our firewood, even if we're not 100% better on our trees. So we'll keep an eye on that. But we're doing, really particularly well, in my opinion. We could even talk about, maybe getting some more tools over here. And another thing we could do is think about getting some steel tools going. What does it take for steel tools? I think it's just iron and coal, right? A log, iron, and coal. So if we were to come up to here, set this on coal, we only have 2 laborers. Let's leave this alone for now, but expect pretty shortly that we will put someone on coal duty and maybe try to start getting ourselves the better tools, which last longer, which overall are more efficient. So what I think I'd like to do at this point, this was enough of an introduction, is pause the video for a minute and wait for something to happen. Oh, we have this. So 2 of the 4 foresters have come into here. Or, I'm sorry, we have 5 foresters. So how many? 1 is there. That's kind of fine with me. I don't see a reason to change that unless they reorganize themselves. And then 2 of 3 are over here. So these guys are going to cut and plant for a little while just to build up our wood. Let's... Oh, it's over here. Yeah, let's cut and plant over here too. So good. All right, so what else should we build while we're waiting? Again, people, we got another little baby. Very good. But let me pause it for a minute until something a little bit more exciting happens that we probably should get building. Why don't we have enough for this church. So or the chapel. Let's go ahead and build this chapel, even though it'll be relatively expensive, because I am worried about our happiness. There we go. So that should give our builders and our laborers something extra to do. We've also got stone that they're mining, and we've got the iron that we just assigned for them to get. So I will be back in a few minutes. Hopefully we'll even have a trader that's going to trade us something. Another thing we want to get built is this tavern. So I'm really hoping to be able to buy something that would require this tavern. So I will be back in a few minutes when, like I said, something a little bit more exciting happens. So see you guys in a second. Okay, we have 2 sheep farms. Not much has happened. I think it's been about a year in the game. I should pay more attention to that just so I could let you guys know how much time. And you really didn't miss much. I put it on 5 times fast forward. But we do have a trader on the way. So I thought, well, let's do that exciting thing. And besides the splitting of the sheep, I wanted to talk to you guys about what else, other things. I think I would like to get, the church is now built. So we don't have a priest at this point. So let's go ahead and get a priest, because that will definitely help. Now, we don't want to run out of laborers, especially when it comes to your school, by the way, because if the teacher dies, then all of the students become not students. So we always want to make sure we have at least 1 laborer, which has been kind of tough. We haven't really... we're just, if the numbers haven't changed that much. We have had some births and some laborers, but we also had some people die. I think when we left, 1 or 2 of these people had just died, but see, there's no laborer available to replace the Marcos, and that's because they kind of died pretty quickly on me there. If you look, early summer 14, I don't know, I just didn't think about them dying. But fortunately, that person was our market worker, so they were easily replaceable. But I'm just going to have to, if we don't get more people, which if you look, we have 9 babies. So, and again, trying to keep this 12 out of 30. You see, it really hasn't changed in the year because people have died and babies have been born. And yeah, so we're struggling with labor, which this is the great die-off. And I mean, I think we're handling it well. But if we were to look at our population curve, it was going up, and then these people start dying, and it even goes down or up, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you can just make sure this stays kind of level, And then we don't want to like overreact at this point and having built a bunch of houses where you get this surge of people. If you notice, our food has dropped down a bit because we had, you know, that's the problem. You're feeding a lot of people that you don't have, and you'll have another great die-off if you don't start trying to level it out and just get a pretty good steady growth of people throughout the whole process. But here comes our trader slowly down the river, even in 2 times speed. He's slowly plugging along, and there's a few other things I want to do, but I kind of want to see what this guy brings. Now, probably, you know, I would like to have built this. So we may turn that on, but we might as well just wait a second and just see what this trader has to offer, because if they don't have animals, then that kind of goes down my priority list, and it's you know, we just don't have that many people. I don't particularly want to take anybody off of too many of the jobs at this point, though we could probably sacrifice a little bit of food production. There we go. So let's pause it and just see what this guy has to trade. Food. I mean, you know, I'm really not that interested in buying more food at this point. All right, well, I think we're going to dismiss this guy. A little bit of a disappointment there. But we need seeds, or we need orchard, or maybe even some more different animals would be nice. Let's put time back on. Oop, not 5 times necessarily. All right, so the chapel is built. We can close that. So the debate I have is actually, do we go ahead and build the tavern? I mean, eventually we'll get that. Or do we come down here and prioritize this? And I think we should come down here and prioritize this and start planning on shutting some of these down. So what do we have over here? We have a gatherer's hut. We don't particularly need more food. Herbalist, we don't particularly need more of that. And a hunting cabin. Yeah, well, we don't need more of it, but let's go ahead and get our gatherer's hut going. So there we go. So again, we don't have a ton of people here to work on these things, so it's part of the reason I realized this was going to happen. This will be, in some ways, a boring episode because we're just struggling with the people so much. So yeah, the food is now rebounding back up. That's good to see. And I didn't do anything. Like, I saw it drop down into like the 3,600 range, and it's just come back up on its own. And some of that, I think, is just, you know, a function of getting more babies. And yeah, so anyway. So do we build the pasture? You know, yes, I definitely want to get this pasture built. I want to get this tavern built. So let's go ahead and do our thing where we just leave these things off to the side as a reminder, if nothing else. We're a little bit low on stone. And we could go gather more. And another thought I had to tell you guys was I hesitate, even though I built the quarry and the mine. You know, we have them, and that makes me very happy as a backup plan. But if we put people in there, they're going to die, right? It's a dangerous job, so they die in the quarries and the mine. So with the precious few people that we have, I don't want to cause those extra deaths at this point. You know, we don't really have enough extra. Hopefully, well, these children will become teenagers or students. And as that happens, I'll be more likely to move along. But there's one more building that I definitely want to see about getting built, because it just sort of helps you. That is the town hall, which is relatively expensive and doesn't really need to. I see some people like put it in town, but it just takes up room, and there's really no reason for it to be in town or anywhere else that's going to mess anything else up. So I'm thinking that maybe somewhere over here might not be a bad place. Like, we don't want to get it where a mine might go, but right over here is another quarry planned. Maybe we'll spin this guy around and, yeah, will he fit? Nah, he really won't fit here. I'm thinking we put him right this. Yeah, that's probably a road space in front of the... Here, let's do this. We can afford to build a road. Yeah, let's... Right. Yeah, so this ends like right there. It's kind of hard to see in the snow, but... Yeah, I don't want to build too much more road. But that should give me enough of a gauge to see where we could maybe put this guy. And where is he? Over here. Here. Right, there's our road. You can kind of see the shape of it. I don't know if you can see it right there. Yeah, let's see. If I put them... Like this would allow a road to go by. Yeah, and look, we could just get a road... Pause that. Right, so there we go. So we can get a town hall going, which gives us statistics and also helps us get immigrants, which will be, you know, I think we could be prepared to do that. So once again, I think I'm going to pause it for a few minutes. I know this is a little bit of a choppy episode, but I don't really anticipate that much happening. And I don't have like 10 million things to say about it. Let's see, we'll get the gatherer's hut. So let's focus on getting all of this built is what I'll do. If I get this one done, then I will, you know, come back at that point. And, well, I won't even come back to the video. I'll probably get all of these buildings built. And then we have to talk about a little more housing over this way. But again, it's really sort of a people issue too. And we also have like this storage barn that could be built. I may go ahead and do that. And we have, all the way up here, we have another storage barn. And that does lead me to a little bit of a different subject. I like to tend to have storage barns close to within the range of the marketplace, though they will go out of there to go get stuff and bring it back. But sort of like on the 4 quadrants of this town, like if it's a cross-shaped sort of town. You know, so we'll have a storage area here, over in this quadrant, over up here, and another one over here. And I think that leads to some, you know, overall efficiency. Every map's a little bit different. So we'll probably put up, yeah, there's the other storage down here. So he's sort of forming, this is going to be a little bit overlapped for space in a sense. So this marketplace won't be the most efficient that we ever made, but, and then I'll possibly just build some roads because they don't cost us that much, and maybe we'll even do a little stone. Boy, that sounded like we have a lot to do, doesn't it? And I guess we do. We just, you know, the thing that's going to make it boring is that we have one laborer and one builder, and nobody's, even in the time we've been talking, no one has become a student. So we have a bunch of smaller children, and as that comes up, we'll start talking about building houses. So let me sit here a little bit and babysit it, and I will be back. And, you know, either when we got all of this built, or maybe we'll get another trader and we'll see what happens with the trader, or maybe we will start building the tavern or the town hall. We'll see. Also, like I said, we got a lot of things to build and not many people to build it. So I will be back when some things are built and ready to go. So I will talk to you guys in a few minutes again. Okay, unfortunately, we haven't had any more traders come by, or else I would have come back by then. But let a good amount of time pass, probably close to a year. But I wanted to point out we have our average citizen happiness has gone up. The health is doing pretty well too. So we do want to get a hospital built. I'm not sure exactly where we would build it in this town, but yeah, anyway, our happiness is up again. So between the cemetery taking in people, we now have 6 of 44 graves. And in addition to that, we have how many members here? 42 members of our church, which even the babies are members, which is good. So that means everybody's covered as far as membership. They may have to travel quite a distance to get to church, but eventually when we're building down in this area, we'll probably put another church here. Now, I want to make this mostly a farming area outside of where the houses are. We can stretch down into here, maybe even across the river with some farming kind of activities. And yeah, so the other thing I did was I shut down our hunting cabin here, and I shut down our gatherer's hut. The gatherer's hut, it still looks like there's a fair amount of food in this area, and eventually here we're going to shut down the forester's lodge, but I'm kind of liking having the extra wood at this moment. I have also come into here and stocked up quite a few things. We have some extra venison in here, we have some roots, we have mushrooms, so we have we're a fair amount of extra food in case we get into a bit of a crisis. 800 cabbages and some fish. At the same time, we have 1,000 firewood, and that alone should get us to be able to purchase everything we need. So the other thing I did was I came up here and said, well, let me build this pasture since it just takes wood. And so we're in the process of getting some logs up there. And again, because we have so many logs, I kind of prioritize that our stone is doing okay, but we're sort of starting to run out of stone in the area. And we still have some, but they're going to have to go further and further to get the stone. So it's getting more and more likely that we're going to want to fire this quarry up. But we still have some little bits of stone here and there. And like I said, I'd rather gather all the stone in the area before we end up sending people off to the gulag of working in the quarry. It's not the most fun job. And same thing with the mines. Now the mine has the benefit of getting us coal, even though it's dangerous, and that's also one of the reasons you definitely want to build two of these, because we can get iron from one of them and coal from the other, and that would be a good thing. Now, what else was there? That was about it. Well, I did take a few workers, in addition to like moving people over. We had 4 hunters, so I took that down. Now we're getting less food, but we have quite a few hide coats. Now, let me look at something else. Yeah, we're making warm coats. So the good news is that instead of the hide coats, we have the warm coats. Now, it's a bit of a pain to try to see who has what. So 20 hide coats and 19 warm coats. So one of the things, we're at the limit. What I'd like to probably try to do is let's take 20 more hide coats over to here, right? So that into the trading post, so that we have all just warm coats, and we can sell off those hide coats, which aren't as good for our people, and hopefully we'll be able to stay in warm coats from now on. So that'll be another thing. Now, do we have a trader? Oh, here comes a trader. Very good. Good timing. So the next thing I want to do after we deal with this trader, or as we deal with the trader, is talk about some more roads. Like if we do put a person over here, or this town hall. And another thing I probably should have, Reapshore's production. Let's just see, did I mess myself up if we build that there? No. See that? We could get a mine over on this side. We can get a mine over on this other side. We don't have any buildings in the way, and even when we build our farms, we want to try to keep that in mind. Now, could you get one this way? No, because we have that quarry there. But that's okay. 2 of them in that area is all we really need. But I'd like to get some more roads laid out. Now, I know I'm doing a lot of construction, and we don't have... if you notice, we now have 3 builders and 4 laborers. We don't have that many people. It's because I cut down on the food people overall. There's less hunters, and there's less gatherers at this point. So that's where those, quote, extra people came from, though I certainly don't feel like we have any extras in that respect. But I do also want to get, say, a road over to here. And then when we have more people, I'd like to start getting some of these roads paved, especially like in town here. But we'll see. Let's get all this stuff built. Yeah, see, we need builders over here now. And the tavern's not going to need any people. The town hall will. Do we have enough? We have enough logs. Yeah, we could probably go ahead and, let's just wait and see what this trader brings, because that may change. If they have cattle, we might go for another pasture kind of right away. Let's see. All right, so let me just pause it, because I like to pause it when the trader gets here. Come on, trader. Walnut seeds. All right, well, not probably my first choice of tree, but we will definitely be purchasing a walnut seed. There we go. So we must trade an additional. So do we get rid of our coats? Well, it's saying we only have 19, but those are all warm coats. And hopefully, we should be fine. 19, everybody has a coat now, so let's just see if we trade 120 of these. What does that do for us? So that's 1,800, so we would just need another 700, which would be, see, 4 divided into that is going to be 1, and that would be 30, so, well, let's just do this, 170? 20 units, so 20 more would be 175. There we go. So if we trade our firewood, now is there anything else would be better to trade? Not really. I mean, all of it's, we just keep our food. I mean, we could trade the iron tools, but I just assume keep the tools because iron is harder to come by for us than wood is. And again, the wood business isn't going to kill people. The iron business will. So until we get out of that mess. So there we go. So let's trade for some walnut seeds. Good. All right, so now let's play time again. And I guess we should probably dismiss this guy. Yeah, we're not going to trade for more wool. We've got, if anything, we have wool, and we certainly have enough fish. So, good. Now, we could purchase from this guy, or I'm sorry, order from this guy. But I think it's going to cost us like 3,000. Is it worth it, or do we just take our chances? I would really like to get alcohol going. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure like apples would be a good thing for alcohol. I don't know if it upsets them if you order it and then you don't purchase it. Let's just take our chances. We're doing fine. Our happiness is good. I don't think we necessarily have to have alcohol that urgently at this point. I mean, it would be nice to get it, but let's just get some more things done and we'll restock some things. Oh yes, as far as that goes. Let's not clean ourselves out. So firewood, yeah, we can leave that. What was the thing we traded? Yeah, let's take the hide coats down to 0. There we go. Not that that should be much of an issue, but like remember to turn this down after you sell a lot of stuff or else you take all your firewood out of there. So good. All right, so let's dismiss this guy. Start time. Well, time is started. So there we go. So you can see we brought firewood over, which is in the time that we had the time played, he came over and brought more firewood, but we should be okay with these two guys seem to be doing a good job, but that's going to hit our wood pretty hard. And there we go. We got our pasture done, which was hitting our wood. So we'll wait, hopefully in anticipation of getting cows or chickens or something. And what was the other thing we were working on as far as building goes? Well, the tavern's going to take, yeah, I don't think we could build the tavern, but let's get these farms built first, which shouldn't be a big deal. Now, the ideal size pasture should be as long as it is in orchard. So let's get an orchard. And do we want a road in between these? Nah, I think we'll just do 4 by 15. And we'll just do 4 by 15 this way. Oops, see, this guy didn't even require any work. And we'll get some walnuts going there, and we'll get an orchard worker. Even though we don't really need much more food, give them a good varied diet, right? And then this guy should be working on that, which really is just a removal task, so that doesn't even need too much, so we will get a few trees and whatever else over there. And yeah, we don't want to get too close to where we would build houses, but I'm not quite, yeah, we really should think about, yeah, let's see, we just have one guy in here cutting. Yeah, oh, that's the gatherer's hut. What do we have here? We have 2 people. Yeah, let's go ahead and stop stop this. And Forester, 5 of 5. So, well, we don't really want 5 of 5. Where is the guy? Is it this one? Yeah, 3 of 3. Let's turn that down. And I guess we can turn this down. Get ourselves an extra laborer. Laborers are important. They haul things around. They go mine stone. They do many good things for us. And that's fine too, because what we can do is, for now, we'll switch someone over to this. Alright, so now we should have an orchard. And then, now that we have our 2 orchards, why do we still have a question mark? Well, this should be, oh, these are farmers, aren't they? Do we have this? No, why do we? Oh, because they are farmers. There we go. They're not orchardeers. I don't know what is an orchard person. I don't think it's an orchard tier. In any event, there we go. So we have more crops at that point. So we'll have cabbage and whatnot. Yeah, I guess I should think. I guess what happened was I didn't shut off the work of these. It's early spring, so we'll let that fly for now. The merchant has arrived. That's an old message. All right, so let's just to wrap up the episode, see about getting a road. I know we're working. Well, are we working on anything? Yeah, let's get the tavern built. We have enough stuff, right? Yes. And that's not the town hall is going to cost us a lot of stone. So before we're done here, let's see. Can we get a road? Yeah, it would go straight over to here. Straight roads in this game aren't exactly always the best, but yeah, I don't think that'll affect anything. It'll get us right by here. Now, how about a little bit of a stockpile? I don't want to get too close to where we'd build that, but if we built, yeah, let's build a little stockpile like right here, just to save them if they're over here harvesting stuff like the stone. And when we do have the quarry eventually built, it won't hurt. But if they might go to this stockpile if it's closer for gathering some stuff. And since we're here, we can also do that and that. Is there any other stone in this area? Yeah, get me some more stone. And this is... There's some stone. This almost looked like food. There we go. So that's good. Now another thing. Let's come over here to roads. And what I like to do is, if you look, we could build a road like here. See that? It makes that look kind of nice. And I don't know. For me, all right. So we have a nice road all the way around there. And we would be able to do the same thing here. Like, let's just have them. Can't go too far with this, but see, when you go too far, it does that kind of goes the wrong way thing. So there we go. We'll have a road around there, and then eventually we can have this road extend out. We'll just do it a little bit since we're kind of done with. Just do a little bit, enough to get the idea. And you know what we could probably also use over here? Yeah, these can be gone. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a well. And I don't necessarily want to put the well where it'll bother anybody, but we could put it like right here. Hopefully that'll be out of the way of most things, but that'll get us a well in this area in case we have a fire anywhere. We already have a well. Isn't it back over here somewhere? Where is our well? Don't we have a well over here? Thought we built a well. I don't know. I guess I'll try to find it in between the episodes. I'm almost certain we built a well over here. Was that like a dream I had? Did I talk about building a well? Oh, getting old is fun, guys. I don't know if it's old age or just I was always this oblivious, but yeah, am I just missing it for the trees? I don't know. In any event, we'll have a well there. We definitely could use a well. All right, well, in between the episodes, I will definitely work on getting a well. And I think we'll come back. We're starting to build our tavern. We'll get some walnut trees, which we won't see any real benefit for a little while off of those. These guys are yielding nicely, so we'll have a lot of cabbages. So hopefully, we kind of oh. You know what, let's cut it down to one worker. Hopefully, yeah, at least it wasn't I was talking too much. Yeah, so the herbalist died and we took off people to go do this. So that way we have at least 2 laborers so that we don't take a chance on losing our students to the dreaded thing. And yeah, we have enough firewood. So these people have hit their maximum. So they're going to be working as laborers. Let's go and... we have a stockpile here. I think let's go ahead and make sure all of the iron, a little bit of iron. I don't think that's necessarily in the range of this thing anyway, but yeah, good. So this guy should be able to. We shouldn't have many. Okay, this is things that need to be built. We just selected that. Yeah, the herbalist, we have enough herbs. We need a hospital. Let's do that. The last thing we'll do is let's think about what we're going to do in this area. And these farms should be like 15 long. There's no reason. Can it fit in here? We could get rid of this. Where's the food? Yeah, it doesn't matter which one for planning purposes. There we go. Yep. See, so 15 could fit right in here. Let's leave a space down here. If this was another crop field. Remove one. Well, you might as well go remove that one thing. Alright, so what I'm thinking... how does that line up? Well, we could move the other one over a little bit more. Yeah, let's plan on another crop field. Well, no, let's plan on a hospital. So what I'm thinking of is trying to put the hospital kind of in between. So I'm thinking maybe like right over here. Be close enough for people from both towns theoretically to get over there. Just so we can say we have, and I don't think we're going to build it right this second, but use to cure diseases. Well, that's what we want. Let's zoom in here and just make it like one away. We'll pause that. Stick it over in a pile. Yeah, so this road's not exactly in the ideal spot, but you don't need to cover every square inch of everywhere. And then we would have, let's go, that was going to be the last thing, wasn't it? I lied to you guys. Not deliberately, but... Alright, if we were to put... Let's just pause that and close it. Yeah, see, we wouldn't be able to get too much as far as fields in there. Yeah, these houses are a little bit out of place. We may end up knocking these down. Then we really should talk about building well, we already talked about just building stone houses, so we can upgrade some of these houses to stone houses too. Probably should even just talk about building another house. Though we're real close to our 1/3. We don't have too many babies. So where would we want or need a house? Yeah, I think over in this area. Alright, so I'm going to unpause that. That's the last thing for the episode. Oh, good luck. We have a tavern. I'm going to turn the work off like... There we go. This is what I wanted. I know I could have probably looked it up online, but yeah, see, we can't make walnut ale. But apples, berries, cherry, peach, pear, plum, and wheat. So, next time we get a trader here, we'll be able to just look without having to go online and look and see exactly. But I was pretty sure the apples and the pears I knew. Yeah, plums make sense. Cherries and berries. I'm not sure. Do they make alcohol out of cherries and berries? I guess they could. I can make alcohol about anything that has sugar in it, I think. But in any event. All right. Well, there we go. So we now have a tavern. Let's turn the work off just so it doesn't flash question marks at us. We know it's a deliberate attempt to shut that off. And we'll get, a stone house built over here. And we'll come back in the next episode. Hopefully we'll already have the stone house built. I may play forward time until we get another trader or something. So it's the summer of 16. Obviously, if something exciting happens, we'll see what we can do. But I promise not to do too much in between the episodes. But hopefully we can keep it a little bit interesting. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have enjoyed the episode. Take care of yourselves and have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.